Hey there, guys. What is up? Hope you're having a good Thursday evening. Coming to you live here, 9:35 Thursday night. And we have a tornado watch which was issued earlier for Fayette and Union County in southeastern Indiana. That's going to expire coming up at 11 o'clock tonight. I'm cautiously optimistic with our weather tonight that we're not going to see anything tonight. There is a low end severe weather threat overnight and into early Friday morning. Heavy rainfall for some of us, perhaps an isolated stronger wind gust, perhaps some small hail out of some of these storms. That's the main thing that we're watching. The good news is that I think a lot of these are going to weaken as they get closer to the greater Cincinnati area. Couple clusters of storms we're watching right now. One that's occurring north of Cincinnati, prompting severe thunderstorm warnings, earlier tornado warnings well to our north. And then there's more storms back into sections of Illinois, central Illinois, that are developing along a frontal system tonight, a cold front. And those are the storms that we're going to watch eventually slide our way by tomorrow morning. So it's this activity, and I'll kind of zoom in on it, that's developing back here into Illinois that we're going to watch slide along this front and eventually enter the tri-state. It looks like for most of us that's going to be well after midnight. This activity that's been running along I-70 has prompted severe thunderstorm warnings. And we've told you all along with this threat from I-70, which runs from Indianapolis through Dayton over to Columbus and north, was where the biggest threat was going to be. We've got a cold front inbound, a little weak area of low pressure along that front tonight. So that's cluster of storms number one that they issued the tornado watch for Fayette and Union County. That effectively missing those two counties that are in our viewing area so far. But let's come in a little tighter. We'll show you what's happening there. There's the tornado watch that is in the yellow shade there. There are severe thunderstorm warnings in orange, and we've got the severe thunderstorm watches that are in pink there, back around Indy and back into central parts of Illinois. There are the two counties that we have the tornado watch for: Fayette County, which includes Connorsville, Indiana, and Union County, which includes Liberty, Indiana, and that's going to expire at 11 o'clock tonight. So it just kind of grazes our area. But the storms have avoided those counties so far, and it looks like they're going to continue, at least with this first batch. There's the one severe thunderstorm warning. Champaign, Clark, Montgomery County, 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail with that storm. And I can come in on a little bit tighter there, and you can see it here, working north of Dayton around Bethel. That's clipping Yellow Springs, Moorfield, Urbana. You can see that storm has a warning on it that is going to expire here in a few minutes at 9:45. And then up here, another storm. This has been a supercell thunderstorm. This is the one that prompted tornado warnings earlier. That one is sliding down toward the Cambridge area there. So, again, all of this well to the north of Cincinnati at this point. More storms back here moving across Indiana. Those may clip Richmond, but for the most part, again, I think those are going to stay north of I-70, staying north of Fayette County, north of Union County, out of our coverage area here at WKRC. So that is the good news for us. At least now this activity remains staying. There's another storm there near Steubenville, Ohio. So nothing going on here. I don't think it's going to be until late tonight that we see anything happening. The severe weather threat really tails off as you get south. So again, main threat, as I zoom in, is along and north of I-70, where they've had an enhanced risk of level 3 tonight. And then as you get south of there, level 2 for our northern counties, and then a level 1 for the rest of us. So, again, this is not a huge severe weather threat for us. We will see some storms. Let me back that up. Eventually moving through here. I didn't have a pause point in that. I apologize. So we'll start right now. There's some of that activity. And even this model's got some of that activity a little too far to the south. So take it with a grain of salt. A model is just an approximation of what might happen. Looks like it's not until after maybe 2 o'clock in the morning that we start to see some storms impacting our northern counties. So this model has some activity between 2 and 4 moving across our northern tier counties. Could these storms be severe? Yeah, it's possible. They'll probably be marginally severe. So, again, could we see an isolated wind gust to 60 that knocks down some trees? Yeah, that's a possibility. Could we see some hail out of these storms? Yes, that is a possibility as well. It looks like the tornado threat is very, very small. It's not zero, so we'll keep an eye on it. And you can see then after 5, 6 in the morning, we begin to see more storm activity starting to approach the greater Cincinnati area. So for a lot of us, I mean, nothing's happening until early tomorrow morning. So unfortunately, that coincides for the morning drive. Again, let me back this up. You can see here, that's around 7 in the morning. We've got some storms indicated by this model moving through the tri-state around 8 o'clock in the morning. The storms are beginning to shift to the south of Cincinnati, and by 10 o'clock, it's just some showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder moving to the south of Cincinnati, and we could see a few showers lingering by the lunch hour tomorrow. So, again, this is not by any stretch of the imagination a huge severe weather threat for the area, more of a kind of we're on the fence sort of thing tonight. Heaviest rainfall indicated by the modeling in our northern counties, where some spots could see close to an inch of rain. And then, I mean, notice it tails off to less than a quarter of an inch across parts of northern Kentucky. Maysville, you'd be lucky to see a quarter of an inch. Phoebe, it shows less than a tenth of an inch. So that's the nature of some of these storms. Some spots will get some heavy rain. Others will miss out on it overnight. That's the threats laid out. Again, to our north, in those northern counties especially, the flooding risk the highest. There's a damaging wind threat and a hail threat. Tornado threat appears to be very, very low. Again, not a zero threat, but nonetheless, there is a tiny, tiny chance of that. I'm not extremely concerned with it. What I'm more concerned with is the fact that on the morning drive, we're going to have some rain and potentially some thunderstorms in the area for the morning drive. So that could slow things down from a standpoint of reduced visibility, of standing water on the roadways for Friday morning. So that appears to be the main thing. And we hit 81 degrees today, came within a degree of a record high. Tomorrow, we're not getting out of the 40s. So we've got the morning rain in the forecast. We'll see some breaks in the clouds a little bit later on in the day, and it's going to be breezy and just a chilly, chilly, raw day coming for us tomorrow. There's a look at the modeling through the afternoon. You see those temperatures not really making it out of the 40s all day for tomorrow. And I'll tell you, if you're going to the Reds game on Saturday, this one's going to be chilly too. But hey, at least we got the sun back. Temperatures in the upper 40s. It's a 4:10 first pitch against the Red Sox there. The Reds trying to get some retribution for today's loss on Saturday. And there's the rest of your weekend. Sunday warms up, but I do expect some showers around again Sunday afternoon. A few scattered afternoon and maybe early evening showers will be around the area Sunday. It's not a ton of rain, but there's going to be some in there. And then we get into kind of an unsettled weather pattern again heading into next week. So we see 60s Sunday, 70s Monday, and then 80 degrees on Tuesday. Another cold front could bring some more storms, maybe some stronger severe storms Wednesday, and then showers and cooler weather again by Thursday of next week. So this kind of up and down thing is going to continue for us here in the tri-state over the next few days. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the severe weather threat for tonight in the tri-state. It is not a big threat at all. The threat is really going to tail off late tonight. That first batch of storms is going to essentially miss us, but it's the stuff that's developing back here into Illinois now. This is the stuff that we need to keep an eye on. There's at least one severe thunderstorm warning with that cluster. So that is the stuff that's going to arrive very late tonight and after midnight, a warning up for that storm approaching Charleston, Illinois. Severe thunderstorm watches in the pink shaded area, the tornado watches in the yellow shaded area, but no tornado warnings now. That's good. Those are just severe thunderstorm warnings that you see in orange out of our area. The tornado watch will expire at 11 for Fayette and Union counties in Indiana. And again, most all this activity occurring to the north of Cincinnati now. That's been the nastiest storm right there. It's weakening, but that's been one that did prompt a tornado warning earlier. So just watching this stuff north of us, this initial batch is going to miss us, so that's not the stuff that we're really concerned with. Really, we're going to watch this stuff ahead of the cold front back into Illinois. And again, that stuff isn't going to arrive until late tonight, but as it gets closer to the Ohio River, it's going to weaken pretty rapidly. It looks like there's the modeling again. Maybe some showers, rumbles of thunder after midnight. We see our northern counties with the best chance through 4 in the morning, and then some of that stuff that forms in Illinois arrives here maybe after 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning with some heavy rain, some rumbles of thunder moving through. But again, I believe it's really going to weaken. Time of the day here, kind of working against severe weather. There's a lot of factors working against severe weather, but we can't rule it out. So that's the bottom line tonight. We'll be here keeping an eye on things. Coming up here at 10 o'clock, we're going to hop over on Star 64. We'll do a live newscast for you there from 10 to 10:30. And then whenever basketball's over tonight, I don't know when that's going to be, we'll be on Local 12 talking more about it. But we'll be here keeping an eye on these storms overnight. Meteorologist Tara Blake will be here as well into tomorrow morning on Good Morning Cincinnati starting at 4:25. And, if we need to come on the air for anything overnight, we will certainly do so, although I'm not anticipating a huge need for that now based on what I'm seeing in the modeling. I'm not highly concerned. I can't rule out severe weather. I can't rule out an isolated strong wind gust, isolated hail, but I'm not really excited about it tonight, folks. So I know there's a tornado warning for Fayette and Union County until 11. That was for the first batch of storms. And then somebody asked me, well, why did they issue that? Well, they issued it simply because Fayette and Union was kind of on the edge of where the storms could possibly track. So it was kind of a heads up, hey, we're watching this. But it looks like those storms are not going to impact Fayette and Union through 11 o'clock tonight. So becoming less concerned about anything impacting those areas tonight. But we'll watch overnight. Could there be maybe a severe thunderstorm watch issued for parts of the area overnight? It's possible, but again, I really think these storms are going to weaken overnight as they push into the area. But weather's never a certainty, so we will continue to monitor things. I got to get ready for the news over on Star 64 at 10 o'clock. So if you want to head over there, we'll be talking a lot more about this. But, guys, I appreciate you hopping on with me really quick tonight here on Facebook and on YouTube. Hope you guys had a great opening day here in Cincinnati, opening day of the Red season. Wish the game would have turned out a little better for us. But we'll get them on Saturday. All right, guys, take care. We will keep an eye on this. Obviously, we'll come back on the stream if we need to with anything, or if we need to break into programming for anything overnight, we will. I don't anticipate us having to do that over college basketball tonight. Just don't think that's going to be a thing. Thank goodness, because I don't want the complaints, really. It's the last thing I want to do is have to break into NCAA basketball tonight. That would have been horrible. Anyway, take care, guys, and we'll continue to watch things and keep you all updated.